The silver service of bread. The silver service of bread involves using silverware to deliver bread onto a guest's plate. It is a very traditional style of service and is usually used in fine dining restaurants. We'll be looking at the equipment you will need, creating tongs with a fork and spoon, and silver serving bread. Firstly, equipment. When offering silver service, there are a few basic things that you will need. A plate or tray for carrying the bread to the table. A beautifully clean and neat napkin to line the plate or tray. This shows the guest that the bread is on something clean and beautiful. This can also help to keep the bread warm, for example, in a bread pouch napkin fold. And lastly, a set of tongs place the bread onto the side plate. If you don't have tongs, a main course fork and dessert spoon will be a perfect substitute. Now let's see how to create tongs with a fork and spoon. To get this technique right, follow these 2 steps. Step 1. Use your bottom 3 fingers to hold the spoon. Place the spoon on top of your middle and little fingers and place your ring finger on top of the spoon to secure it. Alternatively, if you find it easier, you can simply place the spoon on top of your last 3 fingers and secure the handle with your little finger. Step 2. You can then place the fork between your remaining 2 fingers, your forefinger and thumb. If the item you are serving is flat, it may be easier to have the prongs of the fork facing away from the spoon, because it creates a smaller gap when closed. If it is a round item, such as a bread roll, it is better to turn the fork so that the tongs face the spoon to create a round shape. You are now able to create a set of tongs by simply opening and closing the fork and spoon together. Lastly, let's finish off with silver serving bread. Before bringing bread to the table, ensure that the butter accompaniments have been placed on the table. Hold the bread tray with your left hand and the tongs in your right hand, whether proper tongs or a spoon and fork. Remember that we always serve bread and its accompaniments to the ladies first. This is basic manners and shows that you are courteous. Approach the guest on the left and present the bread to the guest by saying, for example, "Mr. Park, may I offer you some fresh, whole wheat bread or a warm sourdough roll?" You can now use the tongs to pick up the bread and place it onto your guest's side plate. Remember that you should serve the bread from the guest's left-hand side, as this will allow you to place the bread neatly onto their side plate. By doing it from this side, you will avoid having to cross the center line and stretch across the guest. If you are unable to serve from your guest's left-hand side, offer them the bread from the right-hand side. When doing this, you can politely say, "Excuse me," before quickly stretching across and placing the bread onto their side plate. Make sure that when this is the case, that you still hold the bread in your left hand and tongs in your right. Well done finishing this lesson on the silver service of bread.